Alright, so some of you guys have had iPhones for a while. Some have not. This is actually believe it or not, it's my third iPhone. I've had the 4S. I've also had the 6S 2 generations later. And then after that, I skipped the 7 and jumped to the 10, which is obviously this phone. So I noticed right off gate there were a few things that were either disabled or not turned on, or some things that were turned on that I didn't really want. So this is my iPhone 10 tips and tricks video. So a lot of these are in the settings, general accessibility. So when I say go to accessibility, just keep that in mind, that I'm taking the path of going to settings right here, and then general right here, and then accessibility, which is right here. All right. And so first thing we're actually going to talk about was the auto brightness. The auto brightness was kind of annoying because it kind of didn't trigger correctly for me. So I noticed that at first when I went to settings, I thought it would be under display and brightness. The only thing you could really turn off was the true tone. Whereas the true tone, it kind of, to me, it gives warmer colors or so. I turned that off. That's just under display and brightness. But if you notice there, it has a statement there that says it'll automatically adapt, in different environments, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't give you the option to turn off the auto brightness. So where do you go to do that? So you got to actually go back out to settings, and then you're actually going to go to general again, and then accessibility. And then from accessibility, you will actually see display accommodations. And then that's where you actually get to turn off your auto brightness. You can either turn it on or turn it off. I have mine turned off. So that was the first thing, is the auto brightness. So the next thing is, with iOS 11, you have that option for video record. If you notice that you swap down here, you have your control center, right? This is where I actually have my record button right here, but by default, it's not there. So what you actually have to do is go to once again, you're going to your settings menu. From settings, you're going to go to where it says control center, and then customize controls. And then you will see screen recording. I already have mine there, but you will see screen recording on the list here, and you just hit the plus icon and you can put it there. And you can also customize this for anything else that you want. Their alarms, your Apple HomeKit, the Apple TV remote, wallet, whatever else that you want to put. Type to Siri. So you do have an option. Once again, this is also in your accessibilities menu here. So you can even have Siri where you can type to Siri where you don't necessarily need to talk to Siri. So once you go to your accessibility menu, you're going to go ahead and select Siri, and then there's a little box there you can type to Siri. So when you go ahead and let's go ahead and try that here, and you see I have a text box. So I can type a question to Siri. So I can say, nearest Pizza Hut.
Okay, Alpha. Here's what I found.
And it will tell you, Siri will tell you whatever you want to do. So you can either turn that on or turn that off. Next thing we're going to talk about here is reachability. This is, even though the screen is kind of small, but sometimes you still have issues reaching the top. So I've got reachability turned on. And once again, this is under accessibility, and you have that option there for reachability. So what reachability actually does is, with the old iPhone where you had the double click button, you can just double click the home button and the screen comes down. You have to kind of swipe down, and then you can actually reach up. So that is an option that I do use from time to time. So once again, you can just get that directly from accessibility. You'll see the reachability toggle. Just to go ahead and turn that on. Just make sure you can see that in the camera. Then the next thing another tip I found here was, and thanks to Alan on this one. Big shout out to Alan Phone Tech at work about and I know this was on other iPhones as well, but you do have the option for the LED flash for alerts. Once again, this is under accessibility. You can turn that either on or off. So when you turn that on and you have your phone down, the actual LED for the camera will light up anytime you get a notification. So that's also another cool thing that you can do. Also, you have Assistive Touch. So those people who are home button sick, once again under accessibility, you have Assistive Touch, which if you want to turn this on, what it does is it creates a virtual button on the screen, and you could program it to do certain things like double tap. You could have it bring down, you can have it do whatever you want it to do, really. You can have the double tap be multitasking, so let's go ahead and try that real quick. And then it brings up your cards. So you can set it to do what you want to do, so it's like you almost have your own button. You can kind of place it where you want to. I kind of have that off. I'm still dealing with the gestures right now, so I'm kind of good with the Assistive Touch. Also, the last thing that I want to talk about here is you have the ability to have Siri, or you can just have, I guess you could call it Siri, but you could have the screen read to you. You could have the automated prompt read what's on your screen to you. So once again, you're gonna be in your accessibilities menu. You're gonna select speech, and then once you select speech, then you have the option to speak the screen, or you're gonna toggle on speak selection first if it's not already turned on, and then go ahead and toggle on where it says speak screen. And so once you have that turned on, it will actually read to you what's on the screen. So let's go ahead and see if I can pull up something here real quick. Just anything in general.
https://www.gruppen.com/goodsquestionmark pequel7&UTM_source channel_.
Okay, so you get the point. So once you swipe down from the top of the screen, it'll start reading whatever's on your screen. So those are just some quick tips and tricks with the new iPhone X. Some of these have carried over from previous iOS versions, and some are new, and some are just disabled by default, or some are enabled by default. You just kind of have to make yourself at home with this phone, and hopefully some of these tips helped out here. But yeah, ultimately, once again, a lot of these are under accessibility. Some of these are hidden, like the brightness. You had to go to accessibility to get that. But yeah, hopefully some of these tips helped. So the full review for this phone will be coming soon, hopefully here within the next week or so. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.